Hey guys, what's going on? So the other day I did a video. It was a what I eat in a day type video. I eat twice a day, and I kind of showed you guys what my typical day of eating looks like. And I got quite a few questions on that one in the comments section. One of the first ones that stuck out was from one of our subscribers by the name of Infinite G. So the first thing he said to me was, "Do I have cheat meals?" All right. So what is a cheat meal or a cheat day? You hear that term all the time. I hear it way too often. To be honest with you, when I work with people, that say I want to get healthy, I want to lose weight, I want to change, and the whole thing, I'll talk to them. We'll go over things. We'll look at what they've been doing up to this point. And 99.99% of the time, it's all linked back to the type of lifestyle choices, food choices, drink choices they've been making. So we talk about changing that first and foremost. And one of the most typical questions that you get right away is, well, do I get a cheat meal? So what this person is doing is, they're looking, they say they want to change, and I'm going to exercise, and, I want to lose weight. That's always the number one on their mind. I want to get healthy and things like that. But then right away it goes back to, but when, can I go back to what I was doing, right? So, and you can debate it or not, and that's because that's an addiction. That's an addict talking, right? That's somebody that's addicted to something. They have this, it's almost like a fear, like that they can't. You mean I'm not going to be able to have the junk food? I'm not going to be able to have my ice cream, my pizza, my McDonald's, and things like that? What is life going to be without that? And and you can liken it to an alcoholic or a drug addict. You try and take their drugs away or their alcohol, and it's not a good scene. And if you, it would be the same thing as if you had somebody that said, I'm ready to change. I'm going to stop drinking. I'm going to stop doing drugs. And then they go 6 days without doing it, and you show up with a pint of whiskey, and say, here you go, pal. You did well this week. You earned this. You earned this cheat day. So here's your whiskey, or go snort a couple of lines. You earned it. You did well this week. And, and I don't want to get into, talking about other YouTubers and, this guy's an asshole, I don't agree with this guy, whatever. Everybody's entitled to, I speak my mind, they're speaking their mind. But I happened to see a video the other day from a guy who's obviously very successful. He has over 1 million subscribers. And he did something to do with a video about cheat meals. So his rationale was, you absolutely need to have a cheat meal for your sanity. You can't be good all the time. You have to do it, otherwise you're not going to be sane. You know what I mean? It's going to keep you in a good place if you can go back to, and I just don't buy it. I don't agree with it. And trust me, I'm not preaching. I'm not pontificating. I had 50 years of cheat meals and 50 years of cheat days, and it didn't end up well. I got to the point where I needed to change physically. I didn't feel good mentally. The whole thing, right? So. And I know if I go back to that, all you're doing is, if you do well for 5 or 6 days, and to try and convince yourself that, well, now my reward is to go back to what destroyed me, up to this point. You know what I'm saying? So I don't look at it like, as far as your sanity, I'm fine. My mental health and my happiness in life doesn't hinge on Twinkies and beer and Big Macs, okay? I don't need it. And by doing it, by keeping that going, if all you're doing is trying to live a healthy life and doing well, but you're only doing it, and in your mind you're thinking, and you're white-knuckled until Friday or Saturday night when you can go have your cheat meal or your cheat day, and people wear it like a badge of honor. I do good 5 or 6 days a week, and then on Sunday or Saturday, I eat whatever the hell I want, and I can still lose weight. You probably can. You probably can. But is that reinforcing good habits? And people talk about balance. Like, when you talk about balance, if you're eating well, if you're living a healthy lifestyle, you want to balance that out by going back to habits and doing things and choices in your life that screwed you up to that point. I'm not just looking for balance. I want the scales tipped way in my favor, okay? And again, you could say, but what's the harm? Well, what's the harm in it? What's the harm? At the end of the day, there really isn't. But the point that I try to tell people is that, if you're a person that's 50, 75, 100 pounds overweight, right? All you have to do is look at the choices you've made up to that point. Okay, and if you're lucky enough to, you decide to turn, and you do turn it around, and you get yourself into a healthy state, and it's an uphill battle. Most people don't do it, to be honest. Most people don't. It's been my experience, and I don't think anybody could question the fact that most people fail. Most people fail, and it's because we're inundated with all of this, the junk food and the booze, and it's ingrained in us that that's the way to live, that's happiness in life, right? If you're doing all this stuff, if you're not drinking beer every week, if you're not eating pizza, if you're not having ice cream, if you don't do that, you're not living a happy life, right? If you're not driving the best car, you know what I mean? That's what they do. They sell us on this, right? So I'm not looking for balance. I don't need it. What I want is I want that scale tipped way in my favor, all right? In my case, the average, I forget the exact number, I'd be lying if I said it. I think the average, guy in his late 50s is taking 5 or 6 prescription drugs a day. That's balance. That's a way to live. That's not normal. It's not, and it's not just because, you have high blood pressure. Well, you're 50. Goes with the territory. No, it doesn't. Type 2 diabetes. It's running rampant. Little kids now. And years and years and years ago, it was unheard of. And now you'll go to your doctor and he'll diagnose your type 2 diabetes and say, well, all we can do is nothing we can do about it, but we're going to try and keep it under control. And he's going to put you on the medication. And you're going to say, but doc, why am I diabetic? And he's going to say, well, are your parents diabetic? And you say, yeah. Well, there you go. It's genetics. Of course you're going to get it, because that's such bullshit. Type 2 diabetes, you earn that. You're not born with it. You don't have a genetic predisposition. I'm talking about type 2 diabetes now, not type 1. You don't have a genetic predisposition to type 2 diabetes. So any doctor that tells you that is so full of shit, his eyes are brown. And you better run out of that office as quick as you can. Okay? So, before I go too far with this and get on too much of a rant, the bottom line is, do I have cheat meals? No, I don't. I don't plan them. I don't look forward to them. I don't need to. I'm happy with what I eat. I'm satisfied with every meal that I have. I enjoy the food that I eat. Like I said, I'm not going to say that everything I do is 100%. Anybody who says that really is full of shit. But I just try and make the best choices. I don't look forward to Saturday night where I can go out and eat whatever I want. And whatever I want is always going to be some type of unhealthy food, right? So I had enough of it. Like I said before, I had 50 years of it, so I don't need it. I don't look forward to it. Could you do it? If you, again, I always go back to, are you healthy physically, mentally? Are you at a healthy weight, at a healthy body weight? If everything is in your favor at that point, is there any harm in having an ice cream cone or going to a party and having a meal? Absolutely not. No, that's not going to set you back. But if you think that you're going to be morbidly obese, be diabetic, have high blood pressure, have kidney issues, have all these things, and then eat salad for a week and say, I earned a cheat day, right? Or go through that process trying to get yourself healthy and you're not healthy, and say to yourself, my mental health really is hinging on going to have that pizza tonight. That's no way to live. I don't agree with that. I never will. I don't advocate that. So that's it, G. I'm sure that's not what you wanted to hear, and most people don't want to hear it because most people want to be validated. I'm not inclined to do that. I'm not going to tell people, yeah, you should do it. So really, that's my stance on it. Appreciate you guys watching. Make sure you get your reps in today. I'm going to try and get something in a little later on. Everybody have a good day, and I'm going to talk to you in the next one. Thanks, guys.